All right, we are on drive. Whew, it feels good to have the turning signal stock here. Hey, how's it going, guys? My name is Adrian, and welcome back to the channel. On this episode, I am out for a demo drive, and guess what car I am driving? The Tesla Model Y Juniper. I'm fortunate enough that here at our local dealership, it is now available for a demo drive experience. And that's what this channel is all about. Like, we're currently driving the all-new SUV, the Model Y, and I'm here to share that experience, taking it around town for a fun drive. It's a beautiful sunny day, and let's go. So my very first impression on this vehicle, as soon as I pulled off of the dealership parking lot, is that there is no longer a shifting gear stock right here. Now, as you follow my channel, I own a Tesla Model 3 2023 with the physical gear stock. And I have also driven the older version Tesla Model Y on a road trip to California last year. And I also rented it for a week for a camping trip at the Oregon coast last month. So I have a good experience of how the older Model Y drives. And now here I am driving the Juniper. And that's one thing that I noticed. It no longer has this shifting gear stock. But one thing that I do like that they kept though, or that they brought back, I should say, is that this turning signal right here. If you could see it from the angle of my cameraman right here, we now have a turning signal right over here. So as I go ahead and make a turn on the right lane here shortly, it is no longer a button or a haptics in some other Tesla models here, which can be problematic. So they have this signal, which personally I like. That is obviously a matter of preference to each individual. But yeah, like, take a look at this over here. This is something kind of new, how you shift gears. Right now we're currently on drive, and shifting gears is just, you know, on a touch screen, kind of like you swipe your phone up or down to unlock it or lock it and stuff. That's very new to me. And again, I'm a new owner of a 2023 Model 3. It's a 2-year-old car, and it's kind of crazy how they change the way the car drives and stuff. But nevertheless, as you know, let me make a turn over here and try to get on the highway to pick up some speed. The main thing that is so new about this vehicle, obviously you cannot see it right now from the inside, but we're gonna have a chance to show you and demo or showcase the exterior part of this vehicle when we get to the house. Let's go for this drive. We're gonna go ahead and see how it rides on the highway. Man, I'm loving that turning signal. I do. Now, I've read some reviews by other YouTubers or professional in regards to the difference or the new features and upgrade for this vehicle. And the range of this new all-wheel drive is pretty much about the same. They say it's a little bit more as far as like the actual driving range, 320 miles. It looks like we're going on a school zone here, so we want to be driving the speed limit. It feels, the way that this car drives, it does feel smoother and a lot more quiet in comparison to my Model 3. I noticed that right away, like just the way that the vehicle drives and the actual noise within the cabin is significantly and noticeably much quieter compared to my Model 3. And if you're looking for something new and of an improvement, even just for a few minutes of me driving this car, I noticed that right away, right from the start. All right, we're accelerating on a highway here. This is fun. Now, in regards to the actual interface or the touchscreen, I do think that's about the same. Maybe they improved the resolution or the high definition of the screen. I'm not sure, but it looks very much about the same as my Model 3. They say that this is a redefined steering wheel right here. I couldn't really tell, like, you know, with the roundness or the circle, but by redesign, maybe they just redesigned this stock is what they mean. The turning signal along with some buttons here, not particularly the shape of the steering wheel. Obviously, they went away with the yoke that they had for other Model X and Model S's. So, oh, it looks like we have the, well, no, I'm driving manually right now. I'm not on autopilot or I'm not on full self-driving, even though it looks like if I push a button here, and I'm not sure how to engage the full self-driving on this car. And right now I just started driving the vehicle. I really don't want to be testing the full self-driving right away anyway. I kind of want to just have a good feel of the vehicle. But my first main thing that I noticed driving this car is just how much more quiet the cabin is. Like, my microphone may not be able to really capture that as much, or I don't have any instrument here to measure and compare it with my car. But take it from me, I really genuinely just like share my observation with this vehicle. But man, it's a beautiful day. In regards to the space of how roomy the Model Y is, the Model Y is not a big SUV. It's still considered a mid-size SUV, and then they have a bigger Model X. But this is the most popular. Obviously, this is the newly released one. And for 2023 and 2024, this is the most top-selling vehicle in the world. And there's a reason why they are very popular. And that is because of just how very utilitarian it is, you know. Doesn't matter if you're a single guy or if you're a family person, this will work. If it's good for a family of 5, because it's roomy and spacious. But if you like a lot of road trip and you like the all-wheel drive and the SUV ride, this is basically a vehicle that will fit for everybody. But of course, I ended up getting the Model 3 2 years ago because it's mainly just me, and I like the type and feel of being lower to the ground in a Model 3 in a car. But this really just got me intrigued on wanting to test drive and see how it feels and rides, because the other day I was driving and I saw a Model Y Juniper next to me, and that prompted me to go ahead and test drive one. And here I am. The sun is out, it's blue sky, and the ride is very quiet. One thing that I did know, the main thing that they upgraded with this vehicle is the actual tire and wheel package. They put in new tire and new wheels combination to make it a more comfortable and smoother ride. And we'll go ahead and check that out when we get to the house to show you a exterior 360 view of the outside. That's one thing about Tesla. Like, when you ask for a demo drive to experience the way the car drives, they just allow you to drive it on your own. I mean, I'm fortunate enough to have my brother, a cameraman, here to film this experience, but they don't like having their own salesperson or another Tesla customer service representative here, because they want you to get the full experience of just how the car drives. It's part of their selling method. They don't try to pressure you into buying one by talking to you while you're driving, because honestly, when you're driving, you want to experience and observe everything about the car without being distracted having a conversation with a stranger, a salesperson. But yeah. Woo. This is nice. The Model Y Juniper, guys. And that's one thing that I also noticed. They gave me this key card right here, but for this model, you have to put the key card right here where your cell phone charging port is to activate the vehicle. In my Model 3, you do it over here, kind of by the cup holder, but they do it here. That's something minor that I figure I'd share. And yeah, no, but this car feels roomy and spacious. Like, it feels big when you're actually driving the vehicle, even though it's just a mid-size SUV. All right, let's pull on here to this neighborhood, get to the house, and show you guys. Man, now we are blessed with a beautiful, clear, sunny day here. Can't quite say that enough, you know. Last week I tried to do this demo drive, but it was gloomy, it was cloudy, and it was actually very rainy and wet. So I decided to hold off and postponed it to today. And thankfully we are here. Let's see how you put this in park. I think you tap right here. Nope. Oh yeah. You just tap on the center on the P, and that says park right there. That's really nice. Checking out the exterior, even this side view mirror right here, they kind of give it a little style with this, probably for aerodynamics, I don't know. But let's focus on the tire and wheel package right here. It's looking to me like they have this Continental tires, 19 inches, and Pro Contact. I don't know what you call this actual wheel cover or actual wheel, but this is an improvement from the older version. It's supposed to give you a much more quieter ride. And they tuned up the suspension too. They made an enhancement of it so that, you know, you could get a more quieter feel and smoother ride. The main highlight of this new car really is, you know what, let me go ahead and back it up a little, that way it doesn't get the shadow here. All right, I think that's perfect. You know, it gets all the light. So as we walk around over here, if you pay attention, this is a more futuristic redesign of a light bar. But that's not to be confused with the headlights. This is not actually the headlights. These are this light bar is basically the daytime running lights. The actual headlights is right here, down the bottom. Yep. And you know what? This actual white color is actually growing on me. It looks clean. It looks pure white. You know, it just kind of gives it, you know, a nicer, cleaner, sharp look. So that's where the main highlight is. From the side view, it looks very much like the older body design. You know, you don't notice much difference from the side. But if you look over in the back here, I'll go ahead and have my cameraman kind of show you the look of the rear while I tap on the brake pedal. That way you can kind of see that while I'm turning the signal and everything. That's left. Okay. Wait a minute, how do you do this? Trunk part, I actually don't know. Let's figure this out. How do you do this trunk? All right, guys, this is how you know I don't know how to even pop open the trunk here. All right. Okay, there is a button kind of right here, right below the camera. You'll see it. Obviously, they have this cover for privacy. But one thing that I do know, the new feature of this vehicle is that it's powered now, 1 and 2. And I'm gonna go ahead and show you. When you go ahead and fold down the back seat, watch what happens, because what happens is the driver's seat is also gonna move forward to make room for this back seat to fold down. So let me show you. Watch and watch the actual. Okay, that's going up, and let's go ahead and do the other side right here. Notice how the passenger seat also moves forward automatically to make room for the back seat. That is just an added feature, one less step for you to do when you're moving it. Obviously, when you go ahead and do that, it just makes it a lot simpler. And to me, that's nice. So again, to open the trunk, this is the camera right here, and there's just this little button right under here to go ahead and do. So watch. Boom. All right. Looking at the design in the back here as well, I kind of notice, obviously the light bar is the main difference. They have this whole Tesla actual word badging. They kind of went away with the Tesla logo. And this is the dual motor. The launch edition is gone. It's basically for the people that first bought it when it first came out. However many they sold, which I'm sure they sold a lot. Also, the license plate is now at the very bottom right here. The older body style used to be right about here. So they kind of lowered that down on this rear bumper right here. So that's mainly it as far as like the highlight of the exterior, guys. This is the main thing. You know, they have this Continental 19-inch improvement for the way the car drives. And yeah, like now this cyber looking futuristic headlights is the main that really made this vehicle a lot more futuristic, kind of like in the same body language and design of a Cybertruck. So let's go ahead and give you a little detailed interior of the vehicle. From the side, everything that they did is basically an improvement. This material right here is like an Alcantara material. Just all the surface are a lot softer and more premium compared to the other ones. They went ahead and did away with wood. This used to be like a wood trim along with this panel right here, this instrumental panel on the dashboard. That all used to be wood, and now it's looking a lot more just a different body design and more premium style. And also this seat is now ventilated, meaning it acts both as a heated seats and cooled seats on hot summer days. It's ventilated, and that's great. The back seat has a full glass roof, and if you look at the glass roof here, they say that it has a newer silver coating, which is supposed to help improve heat reduction so that your car stays a lot cooler. You know, they have a silver cooling. Let me go ahead and give you a seat here, like right there. I'm very comfortable in the back seat of a Tesla Model Y. Obviously, this is an SUV, so for most people, this will be a comfortable seat. I have enough leg room here and also headroom space. This can easily fit a group or a family of 5 for sure. And one thing I want to highlight is this rear display here. You now have a rear display. I'm not sure exactly how big this is, but this used to not have it on previous models of Model 3s and Model Ys. 2 USB ports so you can control your entertainment, video, and climate control, all that stuff. I'm not really gonna dive into it, but it's just a new feature that, you know, people here in the back can experience. So it's really cool, and no, they made such a great improvement with how comfortable the seats are, like the back portion of it. It's night and day compared to the way that it was from the back. From the older generation, when you're seated in one, and the people that owns the Model Y, the previous one, can probably speak more to it. I have a Model 3, and just seated in this newer seat, it's like a more cushion and just more comfort, and it's a lot softer. And That's a big deal because for the money that you pay for, you want to be comfortable. That's kind of like the main thing in buying a new car or buying a new SUV, because you put all your money to it. So the drivability, the comfortable, the smoother ride, the quieter cabin, and the comfort of the seats is kind of like, you know, the main thing with how they want to sell this product or this machine, really. Along with, of course, a more stylish, futuristic headlights, or headlights front and back, or taillights in the back. So let's go ahead and go more for another drive. Like, I've kind of gone through all the main features of the interior here, and let's take this back to the dealership and drive some more.